I'm Triveni. I'm working as an assistant professor in Marri Laxman Reddy Institute of Management in Dundigal, Hyderabad. Today I want to explain about the web technologies. In this web technologies, I want to explain about the CSS. What is CSS? Before going to the CSS, first of all, what is a CSS? Who developed this CSS? CSS means cascading style sheet. CSS means cascading style sheet language. This language was proposed by Hakan Lee on October 10th, 1994. At the time, he was along with the Lie was working with the Tim Berners-Lee. He is a friend of the Hakan Wormley. Both they are developing the cascading style sheets. CSS was proposed in the 1994 as a web styling language. First of all, before going to the CSS, why we are using as a CSS? First of all, what is the purpose of a CSS? What is the difference between the previously what I taught HTML language as well as the CSS? HTML means to describe the web pages, how to display the web pages. Whereas coming to the CSS, with the help of HTML, that web pages, we want to do them stylishly. Stylishly, we want to decorate it. That means CSS is used to describe the presentation of a document written in the HTML language. CSS describes how the element should be rendered on the screen, on a paper, on a media. Means already it is in the HTML, there are so many attributes are there. But even though CSS means cascading style sheets, with the help of these, we want to decoration it more easily. Once we are written the code, the same thing we want to execute the entire the body of the program, we can use it. CSS means here cascading style sheet, how to display the HTML elements. It is a rule-based language as well as it's a styling language. Styling. Whatever the styles we are applying to the HTML elements. We write the CSS rules to HTML elements, paragraph, bold, italic, image, any of the HTML tag we want to apply with the help of CSS rule. CSS. What are the benefits of the CSS? When compared to the HTML and CSS, what are the benefits means? Easy to formatting changes, quick development of website, faster website development, compatibility, user-friendly, quick development time, increases the website speed. Again here, the CSS rule is made up of two parts. What are the part means? First one is a selector, second one is a declaration block. What is meant by a selector? Before going to a selector, first of all, what is the main aim of the CSS? The main function of the CSS is the visuality. Look and feel is good with the help of CSS to arrange the whatever the HTML elements or tags we are using. Decoration point of view, visual appearance is good, look and feel is good, and as well as accessible and user friendly. CSS provides a way to define and apply the styles consistently and across all the pages. Before going to here, there are two parts. I told already there are two parts in the CSS. One is the selector part, another one is the declaration part. What is meant by a selector? Selector means here identify the first part is called as a selector, another part is called as a declaration block. What is meant by a selector? Here through the selector, first of all, it identifies the HTML elements. According to the elements, we want to apply the tags, whether it is a body tag or paragraph tag or any of the HTML elements or HTML tags. The main declaration of the parts is divided into there are two parts. Here, the first part is called as a selector part. In this selector part, you can write any of the HTML element. First of all, we want to identify it. After that, it is followed by the curly brace, opening brace, and at the end of the closing brace. Here, it contains, in the declaration part, there are property, value. The selector contains all the CSS syntax is a combination of these five things. One is the selector part, another one is the property part, another one is the declaration part, block, curly braces. Previously what I said, this first one is called as a selector. The second one is called as a declaration. This part is called as a declaration. The declaration block means whatever we are declared in between the curly brace, opening brace and the closing brace, the thing is called as a declaration block. Curly braces. Next, the selector means with the help of this syntax, this is the syntax. Here, this is a selector, this is a syntax. Through this syntax, we want to write one example. For example, in the HTML, H1 is one of the tag. Just through this H1 tag, I want to apply the some of the properties and values. Here I applied color red, font size 10 pixels. Here I applied H1 tag, I given as the attributes, two attributes, color and the font size. These are applicable to the H1 tag. Wherever you are using the entire CSS and the HTML program, it is applied. Next, we can define the selector not only in a single HTML tag, we can define multiple selectors at a time. Each selector is separated by a comma. For example, here H1 is one of the tag, comma, again H3 is another tag, comma, H3. We can give more than one HTML tag at a time. We want to declaration with the help of the through CSS is possible. This part is called as a declaration part. The declaration contains property followed by the value. What is meant by a property? After selector, you are starting with your declaration, opening brace. In between the opening brace and the closing brace, the part is called as a declaration part. In this part contains property, colon followed by the value, ending with the semicolon. Here one more. If you want, you can give more number of properties, means along with number of attributes you are giving. Through that attributes we are giving as a property as well as a value. For example, according to our example, I took as a like a H1 selector, H1 tag. Follow in this tag I given as a color is red, font size is 20 pixels. These properties are applied the entire HTML program. Wherever the H1 tag is applicable, these properties are applicable. Next, declaration part. The declaration part contains the property as well as the value. Here, suppose we want to out the 10 pixel. For example, in this selector, the declaration part contains the color and the font size 20 pixels. The first part is referred as a declaration part. Whereas coming to the declaration block, a block is nothing but the multiple declaration. If you are giving more than one declaration, at the time we are giving with the help of curly braces, here ending with the semicolon, followed by one more attribute, again semicolon, closing with the curly brace, opening brace as well as the closing brace. The thing is called, we can call as a declaration part. Here property followed by the colon is a must. Next, declaration. Declaration part contains the property as well as the value. The whole thing we can call as a declaration part. Curly braces. What is the meaning of curly braces? Means whatever the tag followed by the curly braces, here indication opening brace and the closing brace, in between whatever you are declared, the thing is called declaration part. Thank you.